If people were to like promote more on females that look like myself, and I'm skinny, but I am someone's cup of tea. And if people were to promote that, then the world would be a better place.
They think that sex is supposed to create life. No, man, I just want to get off. Like, I'm horny as hell right now.
Is it a journey to love yourself the way you are?
Of course. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's a number of people, especially in the industry, who are the regular size, standard size, and they're very insecure. And sometimes they look to us, who's BBW, and we're feeling fierce and fabulous, and they're like, wow, we're worried about how we look, and you guys are just flaunting it and having fun out there.
Want thickness.
There we go.
All right. This is off because I don't know if people see how blind I am.
Look at you with your little pigtails. Looking like the Wendy's girl, almost.
So how we doing? How's this looking? See, I'm blind as shit, so I have to wear glasses to see.
I am too. Even with these glasses, I'm blind as a bat. What's it called? Is it nearsighted or farsighted, where you can't see shit that's like up close?
Well, I'm doubly fucked because I can't see up close for shit, but then I do have a little bit of like far off issues. So I'm just screwed. It sucks to get old, So.
Never that.
I don't know what all you can have in view, but I've tried. I took down my banner that shows my vagina, and I have all my DVDs kind of covered that way, so I don't think you see any of a JJ. So my room is a hot mess. This is my cam room, and it's fucked up. I have got Chicago Exotica shit packed in here. I'm going on a trip to Cancun. I got shit over there. So anyway.
Damn, I hate to do a Room Raiders episode of your spot. Yeah, you should. This is why I always have a green screen. Like, you should see how fucked up my room is half the time. But no judgment zone. What is up, everybody? You are tuned into another episode of Thickness Protection Program. I'm your host, Chillin' Dylan, and today I am honored to have a mega MILF BBW superstar on the call with me today, Miss Kimmie Kaboom. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Pardon the interruption, Palm Tree, but this is Pimpin' Palm, the Mackin' emoji. And before we go any further in this interview, I'm gonna need you to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell. Now back to the Thickness Protection Program.
So where are you right now? Where are you located?
Pensacola, Florida.
Okay. Now, are you originally from there, or is that just where you've been living?
No, I'm originally not from there. I'm an Alabama girl. I was born in Alabama, but I lived all over. And from there, my husband lives in Pensacola, so we just here we are.
Yeah, that's the panhandle. Alabama and Pensacola aren't too far from each other. Am I correct?
Right.
I'm asking, am I correct? Like, I can't just look at a fucking map.
It's funny because I have like two maps in my camera. Anyway, but no, totally legit. We are on the panhandle. We are like the redheaded stepchild of Florida. We don't even get the Eastern time zone. We're like in Central. So
right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because when you logged on early, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Is she on Central time? And then I was doing some last minute research as always. And I saw you shot those videos in New Orleans, those question submitted videos. So I'm like, oh, wait a sec. I should have asked beforehand.
I don't know where you got. But no, I always do an audio and video check before anytime I do a video interview. And the only way I could do that was actually to log in to make sure.
Right on. Yeah, that's good thinking. I need to carry that practice myself. You would think after 7 years, after 7 years of podcasting and interviewing people, I would know that, but nope, still flying by the seat of my pants.
Dude, I mean, it's trial and error. When we first entered this industry, we literally had like a $80 Walmart camera and just doing the best we could. And then as we moved on, we graduated. Now we have like, just 4K stuff. We're doing a lot better now. But, and I encourage everyone to start out the same way.
I do too, matter of fact. Yeah. Acquire the bells and whistles. Don't start out with all of them.
Because honestly, you have to make sure this is what you want. This is your thing. This is your niche. This is what you're really into. And if you're not into it, then you totally
don't spend a whole bunch of money on equipment.
Spend all this money. Plus, I'm a cheapo. I don't like to invest a lot of money. Like when I used to do a lot of camming, I would go like to the Dollar Tree place and get like I would use the tablecloth covers, the plastic ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would just draw stuff, and that would be my backdrop. Or I would
Yeah.
use wrapping paper. I would use that as my backdrops.
Being
Because-
frugal inspires creativity, doesn't it?
You know that's right.
For sure.
Nobody would understand that unless they were broke.
This is just taking me back to my college days. Even now, just getting creative. I interviewed a rapper a couple months back, and when I pulled up to his house, I forgot my trusty iPad, which has all the questions always. So I'm like literally writing shit down on a 7-Eleven receipt, like on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, kind of touched on this. The early days of you getting into this adult business. I understand you started out in the automotive industry, and with you and your husband, one thing led to another, where there's kind of a hobby on the side where he was taking pics of you, and that turned into some pinup calendar type things, and then he submitted the pics somewhere, and
yeah,
the rest is history.
I was a service manager for a major auto dealership. In fact, I could majorly certified in 4 brands.
Nice.
I also like to tinker with cars.
So you're a grease monkey.
I don't get to do it as much anymore. I don't have the time. But my husband was a technician. He'd been a technician for 20 plus years. And I did some rockabilly pinup, and we would take pictures obviously for my pinup stuff, but then I'd take some risky ones for him. And he took some of those pictures and sent it to a place that has magazines, adult magazines, and he just thought maybe he'd get me like an amateur section, right? And literally one day he came home to the email saying, hey, we love Kimmie. We think she'd be interested in doing some film. And of course, he's the typical husband. Yeah. And then it was like,
my hot wife. Hell yeah.
And he's like, oh, I haven't told her yet. So, because I didn't know he sent any of these pictures in. And so it was like, huh. So, but yeah, that's kind of how it all kind of got the ball rolling there. So he sent my booby pictures in. So next thing you know, my vagina's everywhere.
In those early days when you were like first dating him or first getting to know him, did you ever think like, man, years later I'm gonna be doing porn with my husband?
Never. We are very open-minded people. It's not that. It's just that it just wasn't even my realm. I wasn't even thinking about it. And even when I got the email from the company saying they want to do that, and I'm thinking, what? Because not that I had a problem with my body. I don't. Of course, everybody has things they'd like to do better, but overall, I didn't care about that. I just didn't know that was a thing. Like I know it was a thing. I just didn't know if it was that big of a thing. I didn't know that the BBW porn was as big as it was.
Right. Aston Martin was telling me the same thing. She didn't know BBW porn was a thing.
Like who knew?
Speaking of which, I love that scene with the two of you on your mini vids.
Thank you.
BB big old MILF heaven.
It was great getting to work with her. We tried to line it up so long. It's like, finally, it's like every now and then when I want to work with somebody, I have to I'll message them 6 months on this date. 6 months from now at this show, we are definitely doing some shit. Okay. So, and that's how we have to plan it out. So,
yeah, I feel like Aston is half hardworking Midwestern, just like divorcee, like I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom, and then half like ghetto fantasy.
Well, I think we all
lovely lady, for real. Oh.
She's really awesome, very sweet. It's just so funny that we there's so much more to I think people fail to realize. We're so much more to a lot of us. We're not just Kimmie Kaboom. We're there's a few more layers to us.
Yeah.
We're all people too.
Yeah, like that other dude's channel that I was just studying up on you. It used to be called Porn Stars Are People Too, but now it's the Sexy People's Podcast.
You must have got it shut down. Yeah. But no, yeah. Dan Frito Pie.
Because YouTube is really cracking down on censorship. Like I've seen podcasts where in the first 10 minutes, like they'll bleep out the curse words.
Oh, well, I'll try to be careful.
No, I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you need.
I'm a sailor.
Yeah.
I have such a potty mouth. But no, Dan, he is like amazing. I actually got to do a stand-up. I actually did 2 stand-up shows with him.
I was gonna ask if you do stand-up because I've been performing on and off since I was 14, and like just watching you like at the BBW awards and even just now as we're getting acquainted, I'm like, damn, she's funny. She should totally do stand-up.
I would love to do more. Honestly, yeah. I want to do more, but Dan gave me a shot to do that one. He did this thing where porn stars are funny, and he would implement porn stars and then real life comedians, and we would intertwine. And I literally, he actually did an interview with me the day of the show, and he's like, "You totally got to come do this." And I'm like, "Look, I'm down. I'll do it." You know. So we showed up in Coral Gables to do this show, and I literally had nothing written down. I was not prepared. I just walked up and just like, boom, this is what I'm doing. You know. So it just rolled off the tongue. You know. So I had a lot of fun doing it. So.
That is incredible. Yeah, I always say from one to another, if I recognize somebody who can do stand-up, I'm like, you should definitely try it. So,
yeah, I had fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. So,
and I haven't gotten up in 3 years, so I'm excited to go back. I got a show on June 4th coming up.
Oh, we got to do something together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
We can totally do something together.
Totally. Okay. I wanted to ask, speaking of, you know, the get up and talk and fuck in front of the camera spirit, have you always been photogenic and comfortable in your own skin?
I think so. You know, this is something I've always said. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do know tea drinkers. And that comes from being from the South. But no, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do know tea drinkers. I'm okay with, if you don't like me, I'm okay with that, you know, because I'm sure that somebody does. And because I'm not gonna like everybody, you know. I'm not gonna be an asshole to them. I'm not gonna be ugly. Or like I made a whole thing about being a twat waffle. You know, if you got nothing
waffle.
If you have nothing nice to say, don't be a twat waffle to people. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like somebody, just keep it moving. You know, so you don't have to, like, everything might not be your flavor, but it doesn't mean you have to take a lick. You know what I'm saying? So just keep moving, you know. But yeah, so I'm okay. Yeah, I'm comfortable with myself.
I don't know if you've always been, you know, a heavier chick or, you know, this curvaceous your entire life, but I was just wondering, you know, if you've always been, you know, carried yourself in a confident manner.
I think so.
Okay. Nice. So you've won, you know, MILF of the Year award at the BBW Awards, and that is a hell of an accomplishment. I want to know, with the whole like MILF thing, do you ever get compared to Jennifer Coolidge, like Stifler's mom from American Pie?
It's so funny you said that, because somebody actually said that to me. Somebody actually said that to me a few weeks ago. They're like, "Oh my God, you remind me of Stifler's mom." I'm like, really? You know, like, so yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I've actually had that somebody's actually done that most recently, said that to me. So yeah.
Yeah. The MILF thing is crazy. That's always been one of my favorite genres, because I don't know why it's like every kid, you know, just fantasizes about fucking his homie's mom, you know, especially us black kids with white friends, you know. So like, sorry you went there, but no,
it's all good. I mean, you know, it's as I get older, it is what it is. It's who I am. You know, I am a mom, and well, you know, obviously my children are adults, but
yeah. And you started once your kids were like grown and out the house?
Yep.
Okay. How did they react to you? I'm assuming you've told them. How did they react to you breaking the news?
Honestly, I'm their mom. They expect no less. But they just know me. But I've always had an open relationship with my kids. They can come to me and talk to me about anything. I've always been that way. I don't judge. I don't pass judgment. I would rather them get it from me and me tell the nasty, dirty truth than a sugar-coated lie from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And heaven forbid, go look online. You know, just ask me, I'll tell you. I'll be as honest with you, and I'm brutally honest. But no, we got a real good open relationship with my kids. Really, really cool relationship.
That's a wonderful thing to hear. And, you know, my mom and I are super close as well. You know, that's my closest person to me on the planet. So I think that's, you know, the best practice ever. I don't have children yet, but I definitely want them one day. So, you know, through talking to my porn OGs now, I'm kind of soaking up game on, you know, if you're involved in this business.
Honesty is honestly the best. Honesty is the best key to all of this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to give age appropriate answers. I mean, I can't really, you know, back in the day, I tiptoed into the adult industry as a stripper back in the day. I was a stripper and a burlesque dancer across the Southeast back when my youngest child was born. And, you know, I kept it real. I mean, it is what it is. It's income. So, I mean, obviously, I didn't have a stripper pole in my house where I was swinging on it in front of, you know, the kid, but you know, in the same token, I kept it very real. So it is what it is. I've no shame about anything I've done in my life. I don't think anybody should have shame, because I think we've all done something. You know, I mean,
yeah,
I am who I am. I am who I am. Scars and all. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I think you're definitely right. Everybody's done their dirt. You know, and it just makes you a better person, you know, to have these stripes of honor, if you will, or like, you know, and as I'm doing more of these interviews, I'm starting to learn that like everybody's relationship to the adult industry is different. There's, you know, some people are like, no, I don't want to relive any of that shit I was doing. Like, I don't want to be related to porn in any type of way now. And there's some people who continue to do this over the years, you know, and you being one of them.
I loved my dancing days. I was a phenomenal dancer. If I did toot my own horn, I loved it. I did a chair act. I did shower scenes. I did I did all kind of stuff. I did a fire act. There's so much stuff I did. I loved it. Of course, it's different now. It's not the same thing now. But I also love what I do now. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. You always look like you're having a lot of fun. Now, speaking of looking like you're having a lot of fun, I wanted to ask you, you have some phenomenal like threesome scenes, especially the ones you've done with Plumper Pass. Is there an art to the threesome? You know, because when you're getting with like a Cherry Bardo, I hope I said her last name right. Yeah, when you're getting with a lady like Cherry Bardo or Marcy Diamond, the way you two just share the dick back and forth, or like, you know, you're just
take a dick there.
Yeah, it's like a blunt, you know, pass it back and forth, you know. So the way you just go back and forth with it, how is that orchestrated?
We fly by the seat of our pants, just to keep it real. We just literally fly by the seat of our pants.
So it's all a threesome's all a freestyle. It's all improvised.
Well, I mean, we get a general idea of what we're shooting and kind of get a general idea as to what we're going with. I think there's only been a handful of places of scenes I've done where I've actually had like a script per se. But when you're doing, I like threesomes. I like them because, I like them if there's like two girls and a guy, like, because then I'm like, whew, I'm only having to do half the work. You know? So, but it's a little different when it's like two dicks, you know. So it's like, whew, I'm working overtime today. So, but they always turn out really well, and it helps when you have great performers to work with too.
Right.
You know? So.
And her name all of a sudden escapes me, but who is the redheaded MILF chick who's all tatted up across the chest, and she has like a diamond tattoo like right here?
Vanya Vixen.
Yeah, she is so bad. The scene you two did together was phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, but I was that's lost. We going way back.
Yeah, that was some years ago.
Yeah, way back. It was a good scene. I've been lucky. I've worked with some pretty good people, you know.
Now, do you prefer to work with the studio or do your own production or do your own camming independently?
Both. I can't pick one of the. I do love working with companies because I think companies have the platform to keep you there, put you back in the spotlight. I do like being my own boss and doing my own film with my stuff. I do very much like doing my own stuff. But I do, it's like a double, I like them both. I think they both help each other out. I think it's good for a girl to have her own stuff in her own name, but I also think it's good for her to get with a company because it does give her more of a platform to launch off of and to stay launching from.
Okay. Are there companies that you enjoy working with more than others?
No, I've enjoyed all the companies I've worked with. I haven't had a bad experience with any of them. I do work a lot with Plumper Pass. In fact, I'm going to be working again with them, I think, in July.
Looking forward to it.
And then, Yeah, I think they've all been some really good companies. I think that if it was a negative experience, somebody would have already known about it. But but no, they've all been pretty good. I mean,
Yeah. And not to highlight negativity, but I've just been told, like, Clint works from Plumper Pass, may not get along with Jeff of Jeff's Models, and then BBW Highway may not get along with these guys. And I've heard like there's kind of friction between the
I
companies.
don't think so. True? I happen to know Ken from BBW Highway. He's a great guy. I haven't worked with him yet. In fact, which I don't know how we haven't had that happen, make that happen yet. But we've talked. We actually have each other's number. We've spoke. I've worked with Jeff Models, obviously. And I don't think it's that way. I think that people love drama and they like perpetuate drama. And I think it's easy to throw people under the bus and just assume things. I personally have not heard any negativity between all of them. I mean, between all of them, I haven't heard negativity. But I think everybody has a business to do, though. Everybody's doing their own thing. I think there's not nearly as much stuff being said about other companies within other companies as people make it out to be, because I think that at the end of the day, everybody's focused on their business. They're not focused on, oh my God, let me tell you about this guy. Oh my God, let me tell you about this guy. Nobody's got time for that stuff.
It's not like
got time for all that stuff.
Ain't nobody got time for that. It's not like the fast food wars where Wendy's tweeting, talking shit about McDonald's.
Those are awesome, though.
Yeah, those are so funny to watch. Wendy's is roasting Chick-fil-A because they're closed on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, whoever came up with this ad campaign, and it was probably some minimum wage worker who was just killing time and did something he wasn't supposed to do, and it just took off.
I'm just imagining a dude sitting in the back kitchen, leaning on the French fry machine with his phone out, being like, "It would be funny to do this."
Hey, man, we're gonna do this.
By the front. What zodiac sign are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay. Oh, so yours is coming up?
I just had a birthday on Friday.
Hey, okay. What'd you do for your birthday?
I really lived it up. I went to Outback Steakhouse and I had a steak and I had one drink.
Oh, get down. Yeah, because I was just watching that other one drink. Good for you. I was just watching that podcast where you said you don't drink. So
I really don't.
Okay.
I used to get down with the get down, but my bounce back ain't like it used to be, baby. I can't get off that porch running with the big dogs no more. I just go come home.
Respect. Yeah, you gotta, as you get older, you gotta
come on back in. I'll leave the light on for you. It's all good.
Shit, I ain't even 30 yet, and I've cut back on my drinking like a little bit. I can probably.
I'm impressed I have a liver. I'm just going. I mean, I used to drink a clicker bottle of Jack Black a night.
That's that Southern shit, man. I can't hang with you. Jeez.
But I can't do it. There ain't no way hell I can do it. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm going to Cancun with a very good friend of mine, who we have been friends so long that we have to stay friends because we know so much dirt on each other.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
You know, that friend.
In fact, my best friend from college, my homie Brenton, he's a Taurus too. Yeah, we're like that. Gotta stay friends forever because I got too much dirt on.
Friend that you've had that y'all have to stay friends because if y'all broke up this friendship, y'all would both be in the federal pen friends. Yes, that's that friend.
Ride or die, literally.
We're gonna go to Cancun on Mother's Day week.
Try to behave,
baby. I'll be booty naked on a beach with a drink in my hand. I will be drinking that week. I promise you.
Talk to me. Okay.
Be prepared for that Snapchat. Be prepared for that social media. I'm just saying.
You know, now that you mentioned that, I wanted to say you were one of the first porn stars who ever followed me.
Aww.
Yeah, you've been following me for years. I was like, porn stars like music blogs? Well, I'm like, it was probably just like, oh, he seemed cool. Like, click. So.
You know what? You probably put something out there that I thought was funny or
yeah.
I'm like, he's got a good sense of humor. I like that. You know.
All right. Fair enough. I wanted to ask, okay, so 2020 MILF of the year, your acceptance speech was so classic. Just, I'm looking in the audience, I'm seeing Sophia Rose looking as elegant as she is. I'm seeing Buttercream 19 looking fine as hell. And then you just get up, t-shirt, jeans.
Okay, hold
I ain't dressing.
We finna go back. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, what had happened was,
what had happened?
What had happened was I had already, before this show, before AVN even kicked off, I had already been in Vegas for a week. Like, we go to Vegas for 2 weeks.
Regularly.
A week before the AVN and then the week of AVN. So I was exhausted by this time. But I said I was going to present an award for Eliza. And I wanted to do that because if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I'm thinking, I looked at the clock, I'm like, look, we ain't got to do the red carpet. We could just kind of stroll on in afterwards, right? So I'm thinking we're strolling on in after red carpet. Nope, everybody's still on the red carpet. And I'm like, damn, I got my jeans on. I got my Porn the Game shirt on. You know, I'm representing Porn the Game. Hope they hold a lot of games. And I'm just kind of rolling in. You know, I'm like, I really didn't expect to win anything. And I didn't realize I was even nominated for as much shit as I was. And like my website had already won, I think 2 years in a row or 3 years in a row. I wasn't expecting that to win. That was the only thing I really thought I was nominated for besides the MILF. And I just figured somebody else was going to get that. And I was just going to come up, do my presentation for the, you know, that award I was going to do. And then I'm going to go on back to bed, you know, because I was tired. And yeah, I look like a soccer mom.
No, you look like a bar owner. Like I used to love that show, Bar Rescue on Paramount with John Taffer. You look like
was awesome, right?
Oh yeah, great
that.
show.
Love that.
Yeah, every now and then, me and my dad will still watch that.
I did. I straight up walked up because, like I said, I mean, and then this is so crazy because the little girl was sitting next to me, and I cannot remember her name. That makes me terrible. But I was sitting next to her because we were like sitting off the side, like trying to be on the low. And I told the girl because they were talking about the nominees for the website. I think it was like the first award they gave out. They're talking about website. I said, oh, I wonder who's going to get it this year. I said, because I mean, I know it ain't going to be me because I've already won it a couple years. They named me. I'm like, I know I truly had what the fuck on my face. I know I did. I'm like, what? So I get up there and I'm doing that. And like, I mean, I literally, and I was straight up. That's why I finally, after like a couple of awards in, I think I won like 3 that night or something. And finally I said, y'all, the one time I don't dress up. It's the one time I don't dress up. Of course.
You win.
Of course. That's how it goes. So.
What a happy accident.
Oh, well.
Oh well, hey.
It was cool. It was cool.
Definitely cool. So I wanted to ask about your tattoos, particularly the one on your thigh with like the skull head. You know, me being from LA, you know, we have a lot of Chicano influence.
Not on my thigh, it's on my side.
Side. My bad. I'm getting body placements mixed up. Hold up. Let's clear that up. Side. Oh yeah, I'm super off. Yeah. The skull head. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I get that like Dia de los Muertos thing from that. And I was kind of wondering, you being you and where you're from, what was the influence behind that?
I have just always been a fan of the Hispanic culture.
Okay.
And the Day of the Dead and the Sugar Skulls. I've just always been a fan of it. I think it's awesome. And I think what a cool culture to have an anniversary of all their loved ones has passed.
Yeah, that is a beautiful thing.
When you don't even get most people here even going to the graveyard. So, I mean, I think it's really cool that they do that.
Right. Yeah. As a kid, you know, in art class, we would make like altars and make like candles with those skulls and stuff and do the pan dulce. So yeah, that culture is really beautiful. Mm-hmm. I got a couple t-shirts that are like, you know, like they'll take the Dodgers logo and do something kind of like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the inspiration behind that. And so that's why I did.
Yeah.
But I like to get stuff when I go to different places. I like to get different tattoos to commemorate those locations. Like I had the hibiscus I have on my back of my neck is from when I went to Hawaii. And there's some countries I've been to that have not gotten a tattoo in that country because safety standards. But you know, but yeah, that's what I do.
No, I feel that. The one on your lower back, I always kind of thought that was Hawaiian inspired. Is it?
It is sort of. It was kind of go with the back of my hibiscus. But yeah, that was kind of to gotta go with that. Have a bit of a Samoan vibe to it with the hibiscus in it. Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I just got my first tat a year ago in July. I definitely want to get more, but I'm a late bloomer, so I guess I waited.
Nothing wrong with waiting. I mean, in fact, I think you should. I think a lot of things should wait till you're older. When I got into the porn industry, I was grateful that I waited at the time I waited because I'd already done the things I wanted to do in my life that I thought might or might not be socially acceptable for me to be in the porn industry. And I'm not saying anybody can do. Okay, the disclaimer is anybody can do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just thinking that your 20-year-old self doesn't know what your 30-year-old self wants to do, let alone your 40 or 50-year-old self. And your even your 30, hell, you got some 40-year-olds that still know what the fuck they want to do. So I feel that at 20 years old, you don't know if you're going to want to run for Congress, or if you're going to want to be a PTA president, or if you're going to be a principal of a school, or if you're going to be a, insert whatever. And I would love to say it wouldn't matter, but once your vagina's out there, it's out there.
Yes.
So you can't take it back. It's there.
Nope.
So
it's what me and Brianna Kahlo were talking about last week. There's no coming back from this.
So, and I don't mean in a bad way, because I'm at a point in my life where I just don't give a fuck. I have zero fucks to give.
I want to get to that point.
I live my life, you
thing.
live your life. Long as I'm not breaking the law or hurting no one, peace, love, and potato chips. I don't care. We're good. But yeah, I think I do feel though that I would encourage anyone to wait to know exactly what they want to do. Just because we have not gotten as a society are not grown up enough yet to just not give a fuck about what people do. We as a society can't handle that. We're still, oh my God, we're still that. And
oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
until we get over that phase, we're never going to be able to do it. So yeah.
I once heard that small-minded people talk about other people, average-minded people talk about events, large-minded people talk about ideas, and I feel like, to your point, it's very much of the small-minded, like oh my God, A$AP Rocky and Rihanna did this, and like we're so focused on other human beings that I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, I think I really do. I think well that, and we just. It don't even have to be that global. It could just be scrolling through your Facebook and you got somebody going, oh my God, I can't believe you posted that picture. That just looks really risky of you, Bitch, it was supposed to be risky. It's supposed to be sexy. Like you've never done that before. It's like the whole glass houses, it's like all because I sin differently from you doesn't mean you have to pass judgment on me. And, don't judge me. That's why I have this tattoo.
Nice. I love that. And what's the other one say on your opposite arm?
Love me for who I am.
Okay. Don't judge me. Love me for who I am. Beautiful.
That's what's wrong with everybody is everybody's just so wrapped up in their own. But then you have people who are that's just what they focus on. They are those people who have nothing better to do than to find criticism in others. It's just what they live for. Shame,
the pettiness.
Yeah.
Okay. To segue back to some of the nitty gritty, facials. Okay. Is this something you enjoy, or is this something that's just part of the game?
They're okay. I have no problem with them. It's work. It's part of the work. I don't like it getting close to my eyeball. Mm-hmm. I've actually had a scene where it's like, oh my God, it's gonna go in my eye. It's gonna go in my eye. Don't go in my eye, because it's like, I remember doing a scene. I think it was Tony. Got Darrell Kaboom over here on the side. Tony, not Rubino.
Tony. Let's get down.
Tony D. That's what it was. Tony D. I knew I'd get there. Tony D. And he did it, and I think it got like really close to my eye. I was like, please don't go my eyeball. Please don't go my eyeball. But you can't, and you can't do that in the scene. You have to be like, oh yeah, keep it up,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then like when it's all done, cut, it's like,
motherfucker.
Towel, I don't want to move. Please just get me the towel. So.
Okay, that sums it up great. Okay. Is there any talent you enjoy working with? I know that's a stupid question. There's a lot of talent you enjoy working with. Can you throw out some people?
Yeah, and I can't name favorites because it would be rude. Because I have been fortunate to work with a lot of great talent, and I can't really pick. I mean, my favorite is seeing like the guys I've worked with and go, "Hi, I've had your penis in my mouth." But I can't really name I can't name favorites because it wouldn't be fair.
I think the scene you had with Asante Lynn, am I saying that right? Where you jumped the fence into his pool.
Well, like, we all know I didn't jump no fence.
I know, hell no, that was the premise, but hell no, you.
It was Asante Stone.
Asante Stone. Thank you. When
We
When I
we
just saw
know
the
we
stuff
all know
all
I
over-
didn't know the damn thing,
Oh.
y'all. Okay, well, let's keep it real, okay?
Easily. I laughed when I saw that.
Limitations here, okay?
They threw the stuff over the wall.
Although that would have been a comedy within itself, watching me try to fucking
Yeah.
jump a fence. But no, that was good. Honestly, with that scene, it was so hard for me to keep a straight face, and I'm sure that people noticed that because to me it was all a joke. It's just hilarious.
They're always a joke. All the premise that.
It's just like it was so hard to keep a straight face. So yeah, but
Yeah. Okay. To say, I don't know why, but I get way more turned on to watch clothes being taken off. So it's like for that, I will watch the little storyline, even if I've seen the scene before.
right. Well, there's some sensuality to that too.
Yes,
I mean, it
sensuality.
goes back to striptease and burlesque.
Yes.
Men, to me, psychologists will tell you that men are visually based and things that are visually being done, they're into that, and women are like reader based. That's why they have all these Harlequin romances, because women will read those because they're into the fantasy and all that stuff. So yeah, men are very visual.
Got it. That's fascinating. So, being a sex worker and a adult content creator, you study up on like the psychology of sex too?
Well, it's not that I studied up on it. I do read articles on it. I don't study up on it. I took psychology in college. We covered stuff like that. I just remembered it.
Mhm.
But no, yeah, I took psychology in college.
Where'd you get your degree from?
From a university
Okay.
that I can't mention, but I did get a dual master's in English and history and a bachelor's in business.
Really? Wow.
Really? Like, I graduated high school like 16, and like, I'm so smart.
No, I am impressed. It's not every day that you talk to a porn star with a master's degree.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of women out there who, and men for that matter, who actually are very well educated. They might not promote it, they might not say it, but they are very well educated.
No, I've
But no,
read about it.
But I had to go to college for like 15. I did it the whole time I was dancing. I did it for 15 years. I went to college. It took me forever to get all that, but I got it. And then I just reached a time when I was like, okay, I'm done. So I loved going to college. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't do the whole frat stuff. I literally was focused on education and stripping. So
That's amazing. I wish I could say the same for myself. I mean, I did graduate in 4 years, but it wasn't easy. That's kind of when I first got exposed to, partying and, messing with girls. Like I was, like I said, I'm a late bloomer. So I lost my V card senior year.
Well, that's what you do.
That's right.
I mean,
That's part of it.
you would, you know what though? And if you were to go back, say now or 10 years from now, you would even appreciate it so much more.
Definitely.
You would appreciate it so much more.
Yeah. I always tell my friends like, hey, remember then? Younger and dumber. Today, older and wiser.
Yep.
All right. I got a segment on here called It Goes Down in the DM. Kimmie, can you recall the funniest, craziest, most out-of-pocket DM or email you've ever received? Just one that comes to mind?
Oh, no, I
You got them for days.
Yeah, for days. Let's see. My favorite all-time that everyone gets, Bibi. That's it.
Bibi.
Bibi.
Short, sweet, and simple.
Or my email, hey.
Equals every girl on Tinder.
It gets better. I want to fuck you. No hi. No hit me up. No.
How you doing? How's your day?
I think you're the most beautiful woman in the world. I would love nothing more than to lay down with you. And nope, I want to fuck you. I can't even get the nice words. I just I want to fuck you. Yeah, but BB, I love you, BB. I love you, BB. That and the people. Oh, and then the other ones are, you need Jesus. I've gotten those. Yeah.
Oh, that must be the Southern community. Possibly. Yeah. I've been asking some of the guests on Thiccness Protection Program, does your porn career affect your personal love life at all? It's probably different for you since you and your husband are creating together.
I don't know. I think we're okay. It just depends. I mean, because I think our I guess our non-porn life would probably affect our sex life more than our porn life would affect our sex life. Because when you get to working and running and ripping and going, that's I think the personal life actually affects it more than your porn life does.
Yeah, that's interesting. It sounds like you got wisdom, and I'm not gonna ask you how old you are because that's
I'm 51, baby.
Oh, am I allowed to? Throw it out there if you want.
I turned 51 on Friday.
Cool. Yeah, I'm turning 30 in October. Do you want to give me any advice or how to, approach the big 3-0?
It is what it is, my friend. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not.
I'm not scared of it. I mean,
just keep your head on straight and keep your goals focused and have you a 5-year plan, have you a year plan, have you a 2-year plan, just have you your 5-year, 10-year, 15-year plan. Just get your plans together, live your life.
Yeah, I really need to get down on that plan thing. It's just I do write things down. It's just not quite enough.
Right.
Yeah, even as a writer, even as a journalist, even as doing stand-up, still don't write enough.
Right. Just writing it and then execute it. Like you said, you're doing your stand-up and you just the first one you've done. Maybe make a goal where you're doing it once a month.
Yes. And that is a goal of mine, actually. Yeah. Quite literally. Okay. We've briefly touched on interests and hobbies outside of the adult world. I know you're really into cars and you were certified in that business. Are there any particular cars you've driven that you've loved or owned that you really love?
I own a Mustang, and I do love it. It's an older Mustang, and that's basically what we've owned is old Mustangs. On my website, I used to have a website intro where I had an older Mustang that we were going to refurbish it, but with everything that we got going on, I ended up getting rid of it because I didn't have the time, and it was just decaying, and I just couldn't let it decay. So I gave it to somebody or sold it to somebody who actually had the time it took to get it all fixed back up. So. Right.
I remember hearing this story in your interview with Mike Larkin, who I love. I actually just did his podcast the other day too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, great. I can always count on him to do the research on the porn stars before I get them.
Are you piggybacking? Sounds like me and my husband. I do the same thing to him, because he has his own website now too. It's called Slut Wife Confessions, and he launched it a few years ago, and it's doing real well. And when we go to conventions, he'll set up the interviews for those girls, and I don't even reach out to nobody no more. I just let him set up his schedule, right? Mm-hmm. And I tell him, give me 2 hours between each of your girls. That's all I need. He's like, okay. So he did his little 2 hours for each girl. Then I found out who he was shooting with. I hit every one of them up on DM and said, hey, I know you're shooting with my husband. You're already going to be in the hotel room. You want to do something with me?
Oh, nice.
And usually he's like, you made me do all the legwork and you just piggybacked off my girls. I'm like,
no, because what had happened was when I interviewed Monique Leslie a couple weeks ago, and she just had a birthday too, actually. So when I interviewed her almost a month ago, I was just doing research beforehand. I Googled literally Monique Leslie interview and then found Mike's whole body of work, and he had these interviews with yours on SoundCloud. So then I just reached out to him on Instagram after I listened, hey man, you did a great job. I'm interviewing her in a couple days. So yeah, and then he was just really cordial and then invited me on his show. I'll have him on here soon enough.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. This is networking.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Yep, you're supposed to all be working together.
Okay, dope. Kimmie, is there anything you want to plug or you got going on in your life upcoming?
Well, upcoming, I'm not sure when you're going to air this, and you probably don't either. But
busted.
But if it's still time, I know that October 28th, 29th, 30th, we're going to be at Chicago at the Exotica. And then in July, we're going to be at the Miami Exotica. And I believe it's August, we're going to be at ThiccCon. I want to say October, we're going to be in New Jersey. And then December, we'll be in DC for Exotica.
Very nice. So fans,
Kaboom.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at the Kimmie Kaboom or Kimmie.com and IG Kimmie.com for my Instagram.
Very nice. And I know this is kind of public knowledge this point, but you sell your items like used panties and
Everything. I sell
everything.
everything. If it's not tied down to this, I'm selling it.
Right.
Everything. Drawers, everything. Panties, bras, outfits.
And I gotta ask about that Grinch head back there.
What had happened was, why are you judging me?
This is not judging. This is curiosity.
Well, see, it was on clearance. Clarence, as I like to call it.
Clarence.
Clearance. It was on clearance. So if it's on clearance, I gotta buy it. Well, no, I have a Grinch onesie that I bought because we went on a cruise one year and it was going to be pretty chilly. So I got the onesie and he got him a onesie. I got me the Grinch.
Mhm.
So I did the Grinch onesie, and then like a year or two later, I found this. It was like after Christmas sale or something. It was like a couple bucks. I'm like, but I gotta buy it because
Easy call. Easy Halloween costume.
Outfit. Well, it goes in my Grinch outfit, and it's in my cam room. So when people do what's up with the Grinch? So
Yeah. It's a conversation starter. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
All right.
I just had to buy it. So damn it, I bought the damn thing. So, but yeah, it was on clearance. So yeah.
It was on clearance. Just imagine you walking through Big Lots like pointing. It was on clearance.
It's clearance. I tell you, clearance. But no, but yeah. I'm a thrifty bitch. I'm all about saving some money. So yeah.
No, I feel that. I'm the same way. Thrifty dude.
mean, Amazon hates me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I might as well just invite them in at this point because they're at my house every day, just about. So,
Here, I got some lemonade for you.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, you want soda? You want a drink? But yeah.
Okay. Well, Kimmie, it was a pleasure. I think you are incredible. This was so dope. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Everybody, this has been Thiccness Protection Program. Make sure you check us out at prettyawesomelitmusic.com. Make sure you are subscribed to youtube.com/palmofficial. Make sure you're following Thiccness Protection Program on my new IG page. And yeah, Kimmie Kaboom, thank you so much.
Thank you.